Hi friends, this is Mahesh Gulani once again in front of you with a new subject, a new video. I would like you to comment and tell me what are the subjects that you want me to talk about. I can talk on any subject in the world. These past few days, two or three people, two among them older than 50 and one, all men, wanted to know whether it's okay for men or guys to cry. यानी कि लड़के या मर्द क्या रोना चाहिए उनको, क्या रोते हैं और क्या रोना अच्छा होता है सेहत के लिए? Is it okay? Is it good for health if men cry? Well, the answer is all for everything, yes. It's okay for men to cry. It's healthy for men to cry. And also, it is not unmanly or manly when men cry. Of course, here you would say unmanly. I'm not saying if a man cries, don't say that you're a girl. No. Or are you a girl that you're crying? No. Let's not belittle anybody. It's okay because if girls have kidney, lungs, eyes, ears, tongue, hair, so do men have. And add to that, if girls have a heart, so do men have. So why this inequality? Now, ऐसे क्यों होता है कि अगर मर्द या कोई लड़का रोता है, यानी कि मैं बोल रहा हूँ अगर 16, 17, 18 साल के ऊपर जब मर्द रोता है, 18 साल के तो मर्द हो जाते हो ना आप, क्यों? तो अगर हमारी गवर्नमेंट भी 18 को वोटिंग राइट देती है, इसका मतलब मर्द हो गए, यू आर केपेबल. तो मैं उनकी बात कर रहा हूँ. बच्चा जब रोता है लड़का तो उसमें कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं होता है, वो रोता है क्योंकि उसको कुछ चीज़ चाहिए तो उसको लगता है ईजी है, तो वो एक अलग कारण के लिए होता है. 18 के अबव जो रोते हैं टिल द एज ऑफ 80, 90, 100, उनका रोना जो है वो किसी कारण होता है. इट्स फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर रीजन. नाउ आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट गर्ल्स बिकॉज गर्ल्स they cry and people say that they are very emotional. It's okay, maybe a little added to it because the maternal form of theirs make them more emotional because they are more connected with family and home. And even if you're a working woman, you are still connected with your home. You keep calling 3 to 4 times home, but a man who goes to office doesn't normally call home to ask how's everything running there. He may only ask his wife how are you, or if someone is not well. I'm sure everybody will agree, but there may be some who will disagree, but then that happens in every argument. However, I'm addressing the majority. So now, actually ratio-wise, if 60% of the women cry, then comparatively only 5 to 6% men cry. Now, the reason being is that all over the world, when a boy of 12, 13 starts crying, he's taught to be brave, he's taught to be strong. And why not? Because physically he becomes taller, he becomes a little stronger, he does things which the girls of his age cannot, like lifting of weights or running hard or even fighting or taking care of a danger. So girls who are in the beginning are not into all this. So the boys are expected not to cry because crying somehow, and very wrongly I'll say, #wrong, that crying is a sign of weakness. I totally abhor and disagree to this. Now, when the boys are crying at the age of 15, 14, the parents, the friends, the other persons, neighbors, they say, hey man, you're crying? You're a girl. Men don't cry, boys don't cry. Come on, be strong. Be strong. Which means it's coined with, if you cry, you are weak. This mindset has to change. If there are issues like, Me Too and I'm a woman and touch and other things, as a man, I think this should be an issue that when men cry, when the boys cry, why is it termed as weakness? No, certainly not. In fact, let me tell you, in Japan, once I had gone to Japan and I heard that there is once a week on Friday evenings a session, a satsang kind of a thing there which happens where it's a 45-minute capsule where men come and actually cry together. Say about 40 to 50 to 60 men who come, who pay for it also. And they cry together. Yes. Are you surprised? They cry. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, oh, come on, how can you all cry together? You're shown movies or they bring in people who tell you the stories or, it's like, a child talking that he lost his father or his mother or something like that. And there are enough reasons where people do cry. And when you see other men crying or men crying, it's like when you yawn and it is very catchy. Similarly, crying can be catchy. It can be natural with everybody. Even if all his life he's never cried, but he will cry there when he sees other men crying. And it works. They have found out, there has been a research in Japan that their work, tomorrow when they go to office, that work, the energy that they give out is much better than it was yesterday. And they feel stronger, they feel lighter also. Now, I must add here that there is something called proactin, which is a hormone which is found more in a female hormone than in a male hormone. Maybe perhaps that's why also the ratio of men crying to women is little less. But again, I would say, but that doesn't mean that men can't cry. Men can cry, and I'm saying if you want to cry, go ahead. Now, why do even, there are men who cry, but what they do is, if the tear has come out, then if watching television or a film, they will do like this and slyly act as if nothing happened or like this. But women don't do that. They just lift this and take out this. Right? But men do all this, which means they are actually also looking at society. It is not taken nicely. Right? It is not taken nicely. That is why men do just like this, or they pretend, they take out a hanky and, but they're hiding their tears, Like, you've seen so many WhatsApp pictures where they show, I go out in the rain because nobody can see me crying. Why do you need all that? Why do you need a rain as a camouflage? If you want to cry, by all means cry. Now, let me tell you, if you guys are thinking, crying is not manly. Let me tell you, in my case also, my wife now, who earlier I used to date, and one day someone came and told me that, your girlfriend, I saw her with another man and I think she's left you. And that again was my friend. And, now she's found a better man than you. And she told me this also, that, she doesn't require me anymore. And, she has ditched me and left me. So this shocked me. And when she came to my place where we normally used to meet, she came and suddenly my tears started rolling down. Because I thought she's ditched me, but here she was coming. And she asked me, why are you crying? I said, because I thought you had ditched me. She says, I love you now more than anything. And I'm going to marry you straight away. Please ask your parents, are they ready? And, I have already talked to my parents. And this is how my marriage happened, on a crying note. Because she liked me when I cried. So if you think your girlfriend or your wife would think that you're weak, sorry, I'm not playing a victim card here. like now tomorrow don't all boys start crying in front of your girlfriends and impress them. No, no. There has to be a genuine reason. And anyway, there is always a reason. Now, I'll tell you. My neighbor, there are two brothers, and when their father died, I saw the younger one, the younger son, again 25, the elder one was 30, was crying, sobbing, like mad. He was literally howling. And the elder son was quiet. Now, this is not very long ago. So I went to the elder boy after all the ceremony was over. I went to him and I told him that, look, your brother was, inconsolable. And how come that you were not crying? तुम बिल्कुल रो ही नहीं रहे थे. क्या बात है? तुम बहुत strong हो? Are you very strong? Or is it that you learned to be like this? He says, I have learned to be, I have, it's not that I was not sad. Maybe perhaps I'm more sadder than my brother. He could emote. He's a younger one. And now what was coming in my mind, the back of my mind, that I have to shoulder all the responsibilities. But do you know that? I cried. I went to the bathroom and I cried. But I couldn't do this in front of my brother, my sister, and my mother, because she thought, like I would be the one who would carry this family forward. Now, this is actually what I mean to say, that the man doesn't cry because he has these pressures of society. A woman, for instance, now if you are a man or a boy and you are listening to my video or you are watching my video, then girls can cry. They have been allowed. When girls cry at the age of 15, 16, nobody minds. 30, nobody minds. And it's not that they have that advantage. It's just that their hormones allow them to cry faster than men. So we have to accept that. Now, if crying was bad, and if in India, in Hinduism, if Ram and Krishna, God, Sri Ram and Sri Krishna are the epitome of masculinity, of manhood, of everything जो मर्द होता है, हम राम को समझते हैं कि इतनी कष्टों के बाद भी देखो वो हमेशा स्माइल करता था. He was always smiling. But don't forget, Ram also had cried. Do you know when? When his father Dashrath had died. He cried like mad. And second time, do you know when he cried? Do you all know that? You'll be surprised. When Sita was kidnapped, he cried. Tell me, any woman who'd see her husband crying because she's gone somewhere where he doesn't know and he cries, she will love him more. She will really love him more than a man who's cold. She would think, man, आपको कोई दुख भी नहीं हुआ? मैं चली गई या मेरे से ये हुआ, आपको दुख नहीं हुआ? Well, what I'm trying to tell you is that don't cry and just pretend. This is something which comes. And also, Krishna had also cried. Shri Krishna also had cried. I will not tell you because it's a story which is very long where Krishna had cried. So if they can, why can't we? Yeah, come on, hashtag cry. Men can cry. Men should cry. It's good, it's healthy. Because if I tell you why it's healthy, I have to give you again a 5 minutes lecture. But if I'm telling you it's okay, let's go. And sometimes just do it, which means cry. It's healthy. Now, here again, why is it that, a young man doesn't cry, but people who have crossed 50, 60 cry easily? You know why? Because he doesn't care. He does 60, 50, 70, 80, man doesn't care. He doesn't have to prove that he's a man. आप जो 18 साल के आसपास हो, आप लोग को अगर प्रूव करना है तो रोके दिखाओ, कोई बात नहीं है ना? अब सब मर्द आपके साथ हैं, इवन औरत भी. Yes, even women like that. They may not tell you, but they like it. So, on that note, this is Mahesh Gulani again telling you bye-bye कि रोना, मैन का रोना खराब नहीं होता, बल्कि हेल्थ के लिए भी अच्छा होता है और बहुत सारे इसके बेनिफिट्स हैं. देयर आर मेनी बेनिफिट्स ऑफ मैन क्राइंग. तो कौन कहता है, मैं अंत में यही बोलूंगा, कौन कहता है कि मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता? होता है, लेकिन वो दिखाता नहीं है. लेकिन अब समय आ गया, इट्स टाइम नाउ कि दर्द को भी अपना बयां करो. कोई बात नहीं, द वर्ल्ड नाउ इज एक्सेप्टिंग अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, इवन दिस. ऑन दैट नोट, बाय बाय.